So you say you've been a harbour master for how many years have you been here? Did you say?
Well, I was born at Ramsholt in 1930,
Yeah.
which is 92 years ago,
Yeah.
and I've been the official harbour master for 42 years.
Fantastic. You say your father was doing it before for how many
He's
years?
done it from 1960.
And I guess the actual harbour itself hasn't changed very much in all that time. It's pretty much as it was when you took it over.
That's right, there's only a few more boats, that's all.
Just a few more boats. Our visit to Ramsholt had been remarkable. We'd spent the most peaceful night in the middle of the River Deben, and as always the food at the Ramsholt Arms had been first class, and it was amazingly relaxing. But before we headed back to sea, we managed to talk to George Collins, the harbour master, a little bit more and find out a few of his thoughts and memories of Ramsholt Quay. What sort of things happened on the harbour as harbour master?
Early in the wartime, that the old quay was all washed away. I mean, early in the must have been in the 30s. There used to be barges on there bringing in coal and stuff and taking hay away to London for the horses.
Yeah.
And then they had the 57 flood come in, and it washed all over the way. And there's a big boat called Genesta on the side there, which belonged to Captain Gilby, who was the gin people.
Oh, Gilby's gin.
Gilby, and he had a skipper on board, and that broke the ropes and ended up on the Sultans over there. And they had the Borstal boys had to come and dig it out because it was a heavy, big tide.
Goodness
and
me.
it drawed a lot of water. And then after that, after 53 flood, the 59, the Quilter family and the Simper family who farmed here rebuilt the quay. I mean, up until then there was all holes all round and all the wooden stuff had gone. And then we used to have more after that. We used to park all the boats on the fishing the old smacks, wooden smacks. Used to be parked along the quay all winter, 3 deep along there.
And how long ago was that they stopped using the quay commercially?
Oh, that must have been in the 30s.
In the 1930s.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see how these little quays change over the years.
Yeah, because
unlike Ramsholt, Warford, and
Methersgate Quay as well.
Yes.
And they all belonged to and one at the Wilfer Bridge was a quay there.
Yeah.
And the Quilters all owned all that lot.
And they used it for their own business.
They used it for their own business and with this barge.
George Collins, thank you very much again for your time. And I wish you the best of luck.
That's all right. Thank you very much.
92, you're only now coming into your prime, so
Yeah, sure.
we can look forward to the next 30 years. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers. We left Ramsholt in fine weather, picking our way along the fairway before passing Bordsey and Old Felixstowe, hugging the shoreline before turning to port and back out into the open sea. Just coming up a beam from Sizewell, and you'll see the big golf ball dome. That's a pressurised water reactor, and to the left of the towers of the old Magnox reactor, which I believe Westinghouse are still decommissioning years and years after the plant stopped generating electricity. We were around 10 miles away from Lowestoft when something changed. Our autopilot kept disengaging. We could see that the Fluxgate compass was choosing the correct course, but every time the boat tried to steer onto it, nothing happened. So, for about 10 miles, we manually had to helmet back to Lowestoft. Back safely in port, the first job we had to do was find out exactly what had gone wrong. And there, I think, is the problem of why the autopilot stopped working. The actuator ram has literally unscrewed itself from the tie bar that goes onto the top of the steering helmet. There should be a rubber thrust washer in there. I'm going to put it back together just to test it temporarily, and then if it works, take it apart, put the proper washer in, and then put some thread seal on there to stop that undoing itself again. Then I'll just nip that up with the spanner. So I've reconnected the ram, and just to test it, I'm running the engine so that the power steering is working. Engage the autopilot, and if I go +10, you can see it's trying to steer me onto that course. So that was obviously the problem, it's just undone itself. So what I'm going to do is get back down there and put some thread lock on the thread so that won't happen again. We'd certainly made the right decision to come back when we had. The wind had started to build throughout the day, and then into the weekend it turned out to be really windy and really choppy at sea. But we had the boat to decorate ready for the Platinum Jubilee, we had a party to attend to, and also had some very special friends coming over for the ship's salute. The time had come for us to celebrate the Queen's Jubilee, and our friends arrived nice and early and we had breakfast, but then we were ready to make an enormous big noise. All excited to push the button.
My watch says...
Oh, 12 o'clock.
Got it.
Hey, ready?
Got You've broken a diaphragm. Did you break your diaphragm?
I did actually. So sorry. Oh, that was brilliant.
Okay, so we may have been just a little bit over enthusiastic pushing the button, but the piezo's or the diaphragms would be easy to fix. We took the time now to just reflect back on what a wonderful time we'd had over the previous week, and what a great adventure it had been.